am back with another tool for your toolkit. I am very, very excited to share with you this full moon preparation coming up this week, Saturday night, so that we can get on the good foot in all of this goodness and light. All right, y'all. So I told everyone I'm going to be here at 11. I'm here. You meet me here, and let's get started. So much to talk about. So much to talk about because this time of year um is not the same as last year or the year before that. We have a major happening with one of our very favorite planets. Good morning, Waking Venus. Speaking of Venus, Venus is going to be stationing, okay? Still smack face staring down on the earth, very close to our planet. She's going to be retrograding, and this placement I'll share with you is really personal to me, and I don't know what's going to come up for you all, but I'll share with you the year, in fact, so that you can focus in and hone in on some of the major lessons that came with this aspect 8 years ago. All right. Hi, y'all. Let me look at the bigger screen so I can see your beautiful. Well, to me, when I see your comments, I get flashes of your faces, especially those of you who are part of the family on Facebook. So I'm going to go in here. Hi, Mystic TV. Hi, Laughing Lauren. Hey, Tim. What's up, y'all? All right. So 8 years ago, this is just going to give y'all I think this is the natural flow, right? It's live. I want to keep it as a natural flow as I get into how we're going to prepare for this full moon we have coming in. All right. So 8 years ago, in preparation for um my birthday, my 30th birthday, so now y'all can date me, okay? Um, my mother suddenly departed this planet, okay? Like really suddenly, totally like unexpected. All right, as you see me here, I was talking to her, chilling, and then boom, she was gone 8 years ago. What is interesting about what I experienced then versus me looking back at what I was supposed to be learning through that, right? Because at that point in life, I was in shock and smack in the face of the beginning of learning. When something big happens, a huge event happens, you don't get all of the learning from it immediately. All right? And this is the crust of why we even take the time to go on what is the spiritual journey so that we can extract from all of the different experiences that we have had to understand how they empower us, how they fuel us for the future that is to come. I only for a moment want to even encourage you to review that year, in fact, December, okay? Around the same time of year in 2013. So write that in your notebooks for your journal prompt for you to have more clarity about things that are going to speak to what you are most deeply passionate about when it comes to what turns you on. What, and this is not just, when I say turns you on, at this point, your ability to think in a higher vibration should be like the forefront, okay? It's not just turning you on sexually. So I want to be clear about that, especially for people who are maybe brand new, skimming through, and they're like, oh, hey, she's got on pink. I like pink, right? But what turns you on? What inspires you? What are you passionate about? What is it that really makes you feel ready to take action, right? Um, we're coming from a space where I'll touch on Mars being in Scorpio and having done a lot of internal work and moving into the Sagittarius aspect where it's more outwards. Okay, it's more prevalent, it's on the surface. So now, with Venus being so close to us, the pressure is on. The pressure is on you, meaning that it's not about what others are doing and how they're moving, but it's more about what you are understanding about yourself and how you create a new reality based off of the truths that you have experienced about yourself. All right? Not them, yourself. All right? And these kind of aspects can feel very much cold, alone, alarming, and have you like grasping. Like, I need this, I need some comfort. Like, a baby grabs for their blanket when they get really uncomfortable because it feels cold, right? The blanket provides that artificial warmth of the mother. So as I reflect on my mother's sudden transition, I look at the years that have gone by. Hey, y'all. I look at the years that have gone by and what I was able to learn about the things that were instilled in me by my mother around love, being able to receive it, being able to give it, and respect around that exchange. Respect around um, not just, I'm going to move out of love, right? Respect around the values of things that I value, right? So we're also looking at finances. Now, you might say respect and finances, like, how are they connected? But a lot of times, there's a lack of respect for money. There's a lack of respect for how money plays a part in our lives, which is why it evades many people because it's a living relationship. Okay. What is interesting about this full moon in Gemini, I personally am feeling that the two most prevalent things to focus on would be love and finances and how they intermingle, right? Love and finances, love and business. Okay. Business, in a lot of ways, is transactional. And we see the same movement in our relationships. It's transactional. There's a give, there's a take. There's a give, there's a take. Okay? I entitled this video Healthy Detachment, Light in the Dark, is because so many deep emotional things and awareness are coming to the forefront that it can kind of throw you in a tailspin. You've made so much progress in your lives through being consistent with your own work in a real way, meaning like if you had to pay bills, if you had to push paperwork, if you had to clean the shelves or get rid of things, like practical, real ways, right? And then in spiritual ways where you needed to keep up with ceremony, with rituals, um, doing either your prayers or your mantras, um, your zikrs for some of you, right? That in this space of illumination, full illumination, and getting to see that Venusian aspect of who you are, what you need. Like, what do you really need to feel that juiciness? While there has been such an emphasis on self love, okay, there also has been this aspect of self love, so much so that people have um, gone into a hyper independence, a hyper cutting off of all forms of anything that doesn't look perfect, okay, in the name of self love. So here's the thing: if you isolate yourself, you will not be able to receive the type of love that it is that you truly desire, nor will you be able to connect with the people you need to connect with in order to have the type of business success that you desire. So we have to understand self love from a place of detachment so that we can objectively see and act effectively in creating our connections. Press 1 in the chat if you are following. Okay? Press 1 in the chat if you are following. Okay. So, right now, I want to focus in on Venus, Mercury, and tell you about Mercury, why, and Jupiter. Okay? Venus, I've pretty much touched on why I want us to amplify our direct conversations with the energy because, one, we have access to her. She's standing there, ready to see and hear what it is that we're going to do about what we value. What you going to do? You see it, you feel it, and it's intense. Okay? And while that energy is really intense of wanting to connect with others, it's in that intensity that I want you to be able to breathe. It's like that orgasm of life, right? You want it to really last and bring forth the type of illumination and ascension that you truly desire. I want you to be able to breathe through that intensity so that when you make these connections that feel absolutely aligned, that you don't drown in infatuation, that you're able to cultivate that passionate energy and take it into your new year. Okay? Because what we can have a tendency to do when we feel that intense connection is to almost smother the fire. Okay? Okay. Give me just a few moments. Go put on some clothes for outside. My daughter's telling me it's lunchtime. All right. We want to make sure that we can fan the flames, okay? We can dance around the fire. We can warm ourselves intentionally and stay in that flow that you feel when we connect and we're like, damn, that's the lock and key connection. We want to continue that flow so that we can benefit from it without burning ourselves out, burning the other person, because you yourself could just switch gears. So you want to make sure that there's a mutual benefit to this connectedness. All right? Because what we'll learn moving forward is that when we are truly aligned with divine love, okay? When we're aligned with divine love, there's an openness that exists there that allows for personal individual growth where you can genuinely be in a space of admiration for growth that may or may not be in aspect to you, yourself, or your connection to that individual. Okay? I will get more into that later on. Okay, so that's Venus for us. While Jupiter is present in Aquarius, I'm starting to sound like an astrologer. I'm not an astrologer, so you don't need to give me this title at all. Okay? But I am aware. Okay? I am aware. While we have Jupiter present in the space of groups, of friends, of gatherings, all right, it's going to be that much easier to connect with this optimism, this optimistic energy. It's juicy, it's attractive. When we're down, we're not so attractive except to people who want to be in your misery, okay? Because they're miserable. Miserable people love misery. All right? That's just that. So while we're here and we're going to see Jupiter move into that dreamy, magical, psychic, expanding your psychic energy, even, right? Pisces energy, I want you to cultivate the correct networks now through your ritual so that you have that moving forward into 2022. Okay? And finally, y'all know Mercury is in Capricorn. Hello. I know to all of you, mostly Capricorns, right, who have Mercury in Capricorn, since it always follows so closely to the sun, that the communication is going to be a bit on the very harsh side, but we say harsh because it's more to the point. Okay, it's to the point. But again, we are also going to be discussing business ideas, how we're going to do business, how we're going to build this structure, how we're going to build this empire. And we're going to combine that with what are we truly passionate about, what really turns me on, who do I want to work with, who do I want to be friends with during this new movement forward. Okay? What else is it about Mercury? I also speak to the aspect that Mercury, um, communication. We're not in a retrograde, right? Communication. These new contracts that you're going to sign, your commitments, your petitions that you write in your rituals, okay? They need to be coming from a very clear space. All right? They need to be coming from a very clear space. And one of the illuminations I have experienced for my own self that I will share with you so that, moving forward with working with me, you will know my philosophy. And it's interesting. You might think I've already had this philosophy, but it is very, very clear to me now that I have moved away from the philosophy of belief, faith, and hope. And truly, it is something really, really huge for someone who has been able to really realm hop and see things from a place that others cannot see. And I had to spend some time to try to hone in on how do I transfer this in a real way so that people are not just evading reality. You know what I'm saying? Avoiding what's actually going on in their lives so that they can make the changes necessary and stop spinning the wheels. And so my philosophy is love, knowledge, and wisdom. Love is a real thing. Love is absolutely real. Knowledge, real. Read books, listen to books, study, experience life. Knowledge is real. And wisdom is the application of that knowledge. And from where I sit, the application of love of that knowledge. Okay? Because you have to really love what it is that you know in order to share it in a way that is going to have depth of character, have integrity, and create more powerful outcomes for those who are willing to listen. So, for this full moon ritual, your supplies are going to be a pink, purple, and yellow candle. I did not realize that I already moved into this energy. Totally was unaware of that. But I like to notice when I'm in flow. So it works. Didn't even wear these colors for that reason. Okay. I love you back. Peace, y'all. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, Hubba Bubba. Hey, Trey. Hi, Mystic. Oh, I said hi to Mystic already. That's my son's name. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, and then we got the bot Roger. Okay, so you will only need one of each of these colors or three of each. Okay, we're still working with that 369 energy. We've been here before and we know that it's very powerful. So please don't overwhelm yourselves, and if you're able to, don't underwhelm yourselves. Okay, don't forget to thumbs up this video as you're watching. And of the supplies, the last thing is you should have either rose, patchouli, or jasmine present, and you can have all three. Rose, patchouli, or jasmine. Okay? Do not underestimate the value of your focused intentions. Thank you, Professor. Do not underestimate the value of your own internal magic. Do not underestimate the culmination of all of the work that you have already done up until this point. Okay? Light beams, I love you much. I will see you all tomorrow with further details. Peace, love, and bliss. And I'm out.